another episode of the Hats Off podcast by 17 Hats. I'm Amanda Ray, your host and CEO of 17 Hats. Here we are going to dive in again to raw, unfiltered business content. So today we are talking about how do you find clients, right? It's the number one question everybody asks is, I have this business and I love it and I love providing and I am ridiculously excited to work with clients, but I have no clients. So what do I do? Where do I find them? And how does it work? So let's dive into it and let's talk about it. First off, like as plain and simple as I can say, nobody is going to hire you if they don't know you exist, right? It's not going to happen. People have to actually know that you exist, right? So if you were to think right now, like write on a sheet of paper, how many people actually know your business exists? Can you write some names down? Maybe their spans, like who out there knows that you're doing this? First question, really think about that. Because if you haven't been doing it for long, you're going to write down words or people like your mom, your cousins, your friends. And you might not get any further than that, right? So when you start thinking about where to find leads, you have to start thinking about where are my leads? Who are my leads? Where can I find them, right? That is the first topic of conversation you have to have with yourself as a business owner. Where are my leads at? So when trying to find leads, we can never make the assumption that they're going to Google you and find you. I mean, if you've spent a lot of time on SEO, maybe, but if you're just starting out, we can't make that assumption. So the first question is, in order to find leads, where are they? Ask yourself that. What stores do they shop in? And what restaurants do they go to? If you are serving your community, where are they in your community? Who do they interact with in your community, in your country, in your state, your county, whatever it is? What are they doing on the day-to-day basis? Who are they? So if you haven't sat down and written out an ideal client profile, hugely important, you need to do that, because with an ideal client profile, you can start identifying, okay, who is it that I want to serve? What do they look like? Where do they shop at? Where do they eat at? And then the thing is that you have to start going to those places. Your business cannot grow if you sit behind your desk all day and do not interact with people. It is really as plain and simple as this. Yes, you can go and make TikTok, whatever they're called, videos. You can go on Instagram and make reels. But that is a form of interacting, right? You're interacting on social media, and that's great. I'm not saying to do that. I'm not saying not to do that. That is obviously something in today's small business world we have to do. But you actually have to get up from behind your desk and go talk to people, right? You are not your ideal client. You're just not. That's like a huge piece of advice that was given to me a long time ago. And I was like, oh, you're right. You are not your ideal client. You have to go figure out who your ideal client is and then go to those places. Go and shop where they shop, eat where they eat. Start to understand their buying patterns. Start to get to know those shop owners, those boutique owners, those restaurant owners, right? Because their referral to you can be huge. Somebody giving you a steady stream of referrals is amazing for a small business. It is the very best marketing. Referrals are number one, the best marketing for small business owners, hands down, right? So by going out and finding locations and people that you can talk to and meet with, that's a huge part of marketing. Okay. So how many people actually know about your business right now? And then I want you to go ahead and list out a few places that your ideal clients actually visit or shop at or go to, that you can go view and scout and become friends with the owners. Okay, one of the very best things that I did way back in the day for my business as a photographer was partnering with a local boutique, getting to know them, providing my services. And there's some educators out there that's like, never provide free services. I'm not that way. Sometimes I think in order to do a partnership, you all come together, you have a really good time, you provide free services, they provide free services. It's not about getting paid now. It's not the short game. It's about getting paid later and getting paid 10 times, 20 times, 100 times the amount later. Right? So yeah, I could charge this boutique owner, $1,000 right now. But I would rather charge her nothing, have her refer a ton of clients to me and make $100,000, right? So you have to think about, when you're going out and you're working with partners, you have to think about the long game. The long game, not the short game, right? The short game is give me money to do this. No. You can. I'm not saying not to. Okay. But by going out, finding people that you can partner with, finding people you can do really fun marketing stuff with, and really latching on to each other's audiences. So when you think about where your leads are, right, who has a big pocket of people you want to get in front of? Write some of those people down. Who has a big pocket of people that you want to get in front of? And then you need to start becoming friends with them, because partnership doesn't work with just one email or two emails, right? Creating a partnership is having a coffee meeting to just talk and get to know each other. That's it. And then another one, and then another conversation, and then some other interactions. It's going to take multiple interactions to create a really strong partnership, one that both of you feed leads to. So maybe that's your goal for this year, is find one partner that you can begin to connect with. You can begin to really invest time, go deep with them, invest time with them, right? Because while it is a long game play, it can be really beneficial, not necessarily this week or next week, but 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year down the road. Extremely beneficial for stability. So that's like long game finding leads. There's some short games too, right? So you put something out there, you get a lead the next day, right? This is going to be social media, Facebook, ads specifically. You put some ads out there, usually you're going to get a client quickly, right? Not necessarily 6 months or a year later. Sponsorships. What are you doing in your town, city, country, state? Are you sponsoring, depending on your profession? Can you sponsor little leagues? Can you sponsor you know, anything at the schools or even above? Can you sponsor anything at the city? What is happening in your area which has again, a group of people you want to get in front of? How can you get in front of that group of people? Right? So look at what is happening around you. Say, this is an event where I know I'll have clients at. How do I get in front of them? And figure out a way to get in front of them. Because again, you're not going to do this by sitting behind your desk. But then once you're in front of them, you have to figure out a way to engage with them. It's not enough these days to be in front of somebody. How are you going to engage with them? How are you going to talk with them? How are you going to high five them? How are you going to get to know them? How are they going to be able to come back and learn more about you? Whether that's doing some sort of collecting of email addresses, or gosh, there's so many different things that you can do these days. There's, so much. But you have to make a plan. I'm going to get in front of them. I'm going to engage with them. And then I'm going to follow up with them. The money, the dollars are in the follow up. That's an old saying from a long decades and decades ago. Money's in the follow-up. The return is in the follow-up. When somebody sees you for this the first time, they're like, cool, that's awesome. Very few people are like, I want to buy from you right now. Thank you. Right? They're just becoming aware of you. But if you never follow up or stay top of mind, if you never stay top of mind with these people, they will forget about you. Their lives are too busy, just like your lives are busy. So if you have to create a follow-up system, whether that you're just emailing them, you're calling them, and it can't just be one-time follow-up. You need to follow up 2 to 3 times. Most people will buy on the third or fourth follow-up. That is just known. That's the statistic. So if you're only following up once, it's not enough, right? So going out, finding pockets of people, getting in front of them, and then figuring out, how are you going to follow up with them? How are you going to do this? Okay. So boutiques, vendors basically in your area or in your industry, that's one. Happening events, that's another one. Okay. 2 things that you can do to start finding your leads. Another thing you can do is really looking at what I call like the chain of command. Okay. So if I am in I'm going to call it the wedding industry because I am very familiar with the wedding industry. So if I'm in the wedding industry and I am a DJ, and obviously my clientele is a bride and a groom, I am going to think about everybody that bride and groom is going to hire for their event before they hire me, right? So if I'm a DJ, more than likely they are going to hire or go ahead and put a contract down on the venue first. And then they're going to put a contract down on maybe the caterer, and then the photographer, and then the DJ. So I'm like 4th or 5th in line. So I need to make friends with everybody in front of me. Everybody in front of me. Because if those people are talking to my leads before me, I need all of those people to refer me. So I'm going to go out and start finding the person who's directly above me, which is the photographer, and get in with them first and start finding who's the local photographers. Let me take them out to coffee. Let me get to know them. I need to be on their radar. That's basically what you're saying. How do I get on their radar? You are liking all their social media posts. You are engaging with them. So I do believe in online engagement and offline engagement. So online engagement is all the social media, liking and commenting and just showing up for them on social media. If somebody shows up for you consistently on social media, you notice. They will notice too, right? Setting up a coffee, setting up a lunch, something just to get to know them. Do not go in wanting something from them because that's the worst. It's very inauthentic. You go in to create an authentic relationship, like-minded, same values, doing this together. There's no win in it for you right now other than just getting on their radar. And then over time, right, it will naturally happen if you put effort into the relationship. So after the person directly, profession directly above you, go to the profession above that, and then the profession above that, and you climb that ladder. Okay, that chain of command. You climb that, and eventually you get all the way to the very first ones, which is the event, the venues, and hopefully those venues are referring you, because then you'll have venues refer you, and then they're going to hear about your name again from the caterers, and then they're going to hear about your name again from the photographers, and then by the time they've heard about your name 2 or 3 times, it's sold. They're done, right? They're like, I have to hire you because I've already heard about you from 5 people, and you're trusted by all of these people, so why wouldn't I hire you? It becomes about trust, because at the end of the day, you and the person next door and the person's next door's great uncle and the next person are all DJs. You're all doing the same thing. It doesn't matter what the profession is. You're all doing it. The consumer doesn't really know the difference between a fantastic DJ and a great DJ. They don't, right? Nobody puts that much time into research, or very few people put that much time into research, but they do understand trust. They do want somebody to show up. They do want somebody to be solid. They do want somebody to be good, not necessarily great. They want somebody to be good. Okay. Trust is huge. You cannot underestimate trust. And trust, when it comes to the buying experience, is a bigger player than price. So we all want to think about, oh, people are very price sensitive and nobody will pay that. And, that's just too much for my area. And it's not about price, it's about trust. They won't pay it because they don't trust you. If they trusted you, they would pay it. End of discussion, right? End of discussion. So you have to create that trust. So by going out and working this ladder, this chain of command, you're creating the trust and you're creating the awareness for your leads, which is huge. So when it comes to marketing, we all want a silver key. We all want put the slot machine. Let's put a quarter in and get 2 quarters back. It's not how it works. I mean, we would love for it to be, right? That's the idea behind it. But it is more than that, right? It can't be that inauthentic. It has to be more genuine than that. So, I encourage you to get out from behind your desk, to go meet people, to find the people who have like audiences, who are after the same clientele. And if you don't know that just yet, then go meet people anyways. Because through the meeting of people, you will very quickly be able to identify who you want to work with and who you do not want to work with. Okay. So get out from behind your desk. Go start engaging with people. Go start talking to people. Let people know that you're there. You do not have to show up and branded clothes. Okay. Don't do that. You don't have to show up with a branded hat and a branded shirt and all of that, because that looks like you're going to walk in that door and they're going to be like, oh, they want something from me. And they're going to put their head down and walk the other way. But you show up in a way that it is a, hey, we're both on this entrepreneur path. We're both doing this. I want you in my club. I want you in my group. I want you as part of my people. I want you in my tribe. I want to learn from you, right? You show up in an authentic way. And that is a huge path, one of many, but that is a huge path to business growth, but also professional growth, personal growth as well. So get out from behind your desk. Find your target audiences, go meet people, go engage with people. Don't get overwhelmed by it. Choose one person over the next few months, or choose 2, and get going and start having conversations and start talking to people, because nobody is going to book you if they don't know that you're there. You have to scream it from the rooftops that you exist, that you are in business. You have to remind people constantly. You have to stay top of mind, because people will forget you, not purposely, not being mean, but because life is happening. They're going to forget that you do it. So showing up consistently, that's why they say, show up consistently on social media. That's the reason, because if you don't, they forget you're around. It sounds so mean and so harsh, but it's so true. So show up consistently, engage consistently, pop over consistently. That is a huge, huge key to business growth. So there you go. That is number 1 on your list. Find some people to talk with and communicate with, and hopefully you will see your business flourish in time. All right. Another great episode. I will see you all next week.